Hello, and welcome to Black Friday Cyber Monday, positioning your business for Black Friday and Cyber Monday success. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to join us. We're hoping that you find it a valuable use of your time. So before we get started, just a couple of housekeeping things. At the end of the webinar, we're going to be sharing a quick 5-question survey. We would love to get your feedback because it's going to help inform the content that we share with you in the future, as well as make sure that what we're sharing today was valuable and useful for you and your business. Also, throughout the webinar, you'll notice on your dashboard that there's a Q&A icon. Please continue to submit questions throughout the presentation, and then at the end, we'll dedicate 5 to 10 minutes to take questions with Rebecca. Now, getting started. What are we going to be discussing today? Rebecca's going to be taking us through the top 5 trends that you should expect to see this holiday season, solutions that can help you with the trends, and then quick wins for PayPal customers that you can start leveraging immediately. So without further ado, I'd love to introduce Rebecca to today's presenter. Rebecca is the head of enterprise growth marketing and has been with PayPal for a number of years. Previous to PayPal, she held senior level customer-driven marketing roles from startups to global Fortune 500 companies. And she's highly driven in helping businesses transform to new stages in their growth evolution. So without further ado, I'd love to introduce Rebecca to.
Thanks, Catherine. Hi, everyone. I'm really excited to be here today to talk to you about 2020 shopping trends, challenges you may be facing, and how to position yourself for success. So let's get to it. So the 2020 holiday season, it's going to be unlike any that we've ever experienced before in these unprecedented times. E-commerce is booming, yet about 30 million Americans are still out of work, and we're living in a world of financial uncertainty. It really is an unprecedented time, and that's why we're seeing new trends this year. So let's talk about some of these biggest trends that we're seeing. Firstly, according to payments.com and a recent survey they did, we could actually see Cyber Monday sales jump 40% this year. So that's pretty significant growth. The coronavirus fears may affect in-store sales and events, pushing more shopping online. And that's why on-site online sales could be record-breaking this year. So this is great for revenue, but can slow down your website or even cause an outage. Many major retailers have experienced outages on Black Friday and Cyber Monday that cost them millions, even during regular times. And you don't want to be one of these retailers. Next slide. So trend number 2, which is pretty obvious, is around social distance shopping. So social distancing may mean that we have less big crowds during Black Friday, but some in-store shopping will definitely be happening. It may just look very different this year. So consumers are looking to ease their fears of the coronavirus, and those that really care about health and safety are really going to cause a rise in the demand for contactless payments and curbside pickup. Retailers are following this trend. Macy's, one of our customers, plans to implement curbside pickup for the first time this holiday season. Trend number 3 is really around lack of purchasing power from consumers. Again, it's no secret that many Americans are feeling uncertain about their financial future. This could complicate their purchase decisions. Cart abandonment could rise and consumer second guess a lot of their purchases. Another likely effect may be the rise in demand for consumer financing, which is already popular during the holidays. So retailers should be really prepared to rise to these types of challenges. Increased competition is another trend that we're seeing. No one can deny that digital transformation is here, and retailers that were behind now have no choice but to really accelerate that digital adoption. Laggards are improving their online experiences and they're catching up to the trends. You combine this with the financial uncertainty that we talked about Americans facing, who are much more hesitant to part with their money, and you can expect that the competition around is going to be pretty fierce. And unfortunately, we are seeing a trend in increased cybercrime. Increased online shopping does have this additional side effect of increased cybercrime. Before the pandemic, we've already saw losses from credit card fraud that were predicted to be upwards of 32 billion in 2020. And in just the 7 weeks post SIP and the lockdown, it's already risen by 12%. With the pandemic really driving consumers online for a record-breaking holiday sales season predicted, losses will likely be even higher. So fraud and chargebacks and reversals are major revenue killers, and retailers should be really prepared. So let's shift into what your 2020 holiday sales strategy should look like. So how can retailers like you be prepared? You've probably been thinking about the holidays for some time, but our consumer preferences are really shifting very quickly, and you need to be even more adaptable as the season approaches. So here are some of the top challenges and a few of the solutions you may be able to implement before the holiday season. So again, we've talked about this, but we definitely are seeing and predicting increased online demand. So you already know to expect this, but do you know if your current provider actually has the high uptime capability and speed that this extra demand will require on your website? So to prepare for record-breaking sales, you need to make sure that your payments platform has a high uptime and built-in redundancy to reduce the impact of outages. And you need to ensure that you're optimized for fast load times on every channel, including mobile. Improving your site speed by just 1/10 of a second could actually increase your conversions, or worse, in the reverse, slow site speeds will definitely cause lost sales. Challenge number two is really, again, around that socially distanced shopping. Social distance may result in some of the biggest changes in the holiday season. So many retailers could begin an in-store sale before Halloween as a plan to really start spreading out your Black Friday deals and crowds over a longer period of time. When consumers do shop in store, they want contactless payments. They want to be able to self-check out with safer and cleaner alternatives. And so the solution is that you should really offer touch-free payments if you haven't. And this includes providing popular mobile wallets like Apple Pay, Google Pay, Venmo, and PayPal Wallet to help ensure that you're capturing these sales. Curbside pickup is another type of touch-free payments that will become a must-have over the holidays. It was already on the rise pre-pandemic, but now we're finding that 6 out of 10 consumers say that curbside pickup is extremely important to them in the current climate. QR codes are another way that allows you to attach to the package or should be posted at the kiosk outside your store to make curbside pickup much more easy. So to deal with the lack of purchase powers, you should really start looking at buy now, pay later solutions. So 56% of consumers surveyed agreed that they do prefer to pay back with installment payments. Consumers are still shopping, but many of them don't have the same purchasing power that they once did, or they might be more conservative and may be more hesitant to make large purchases due to this financial uncertainty. So buy now, pay later solutions could really help here. It's always been seen as an essential part of the holiday shopping season, and it's likely to be even more important this year. Recent research again shows that consumers using installment finance over credit cards, that over 50% of those consumers surveyed prefer to pay back in installments versus credit cards. Installment payments benefit businesses too, in that you get paid up front while your customers pay later and have that extra purchasing power. And the bottom line is the consumer financing options can increase your AOV and incremental sales. So it's a win-win for both you as a merchant and for your customers. Challenge number 4 is around shorter attention spans. US consumers are already busy. During the holiday season, they're even more busy. There's family visits, work events, travel. In between, they're squeezing in holiday shopping, and they probably don't want to spend a lot of time filling out form fields. That may be why 90% of them claim to have put things into a shopping cart and then not gone through with the entire purchase. And so the solution is to create a faster checkout experience. Having to create an account is the #1 cause of cart abandonment in the payments pays. Fewer form fills can mean a more frictionless experience checkout, and that could translate into more sales. And then lastly, to address the issue of cybercrime. Cybercrime and chargebacks and reversals are, again, major sources of revenue loss. And as we mentioned before, cybercrime is on the rise thanks to increased online shopping. Especially during the holidays, you need a strategy that can reduce fraud without affecting your approval rates. So features like real-time decision-making will link users to purchasers in the moment, allowing valid transactions while keeping out fraud. Machine learning can also help you stay a step ahead of fraudsters, and a two-sided network sees that both the consumer side and the merchant side in every transaction, providing double the data to leverage in order to help find fraud patterns, optimize the rules, and mitigate your risk. And just as a little bonus tip, if you consider making some of these changes that will impact you not only in the holiday season, but will actually also give you year-round revenue growth. So small changes today can make a noticeable impact in 2021 and beyond past the holiday season. All right, so what are some quick wins that PayPal offers our customers? Firstly, customer demands are pretty clear. They want contactless payments. They want alternative payment methods. PayPal has all of the mobile wallets, credit, debit, ACH, and local payment methods available. We're also the only online payments platform that offers Venmo. PayPal customers can add and remove all of these payment methods with just a few lines of easy code. We also now have an easy QR code solution that can be used for curbside pickup and in-store contactless payments. You just need to create and print your unique QR code, and you post it near your register or outside. And customer with PayPal accounts can scan the code with their smartphone and pay directly from their account. We already have nearly 8,000 CVS stores rolling this out within their stores this holiday season. You can also, if you're a PayPal customer, move your button to what we call Upstream Presentment to product pages. Did you know that 6 out of 10 of our customers are likely to trust, and 6 out of 10 customers are actually unlikely to trust an unfamiliar website and more likely to trust a new retail website if PayPal is present. So our powerful network consists of more than 346 million active consumers, making us one of the most trusted brands in the world. So don't wait until checkout to let your customer knows that you can pay with PayPal. Move those PayPal buttons upstream onto your product pages so you can tap into our global customer base and really help drive those conversions. Next, we also talked about installment payments, and Pay in 4 is PayPal's version of that, which allows our merchants to offer solutions to their customers that let them buy now and pay later. It's interest-free for the consumer who pays over time in 4 easy installments, giving them the buying power that they need and that they want this holiday season. So Pay in 4 is already included in your PayPal integration at an existing rate, so it's really easy to enable and there's no extra fees. And you can add dynamic pay later messaging to your site with a single integration. Next, we can also allow you to activate what we call store cash to help identify customers who've abandoned their cart. So in 2019, the overall cart abandon rate was nearly 70%, as we talked about earlier, and it's likely to even be higher this holiday season. And what PayPal can do is actually activate store cash to identify the customers who have left your cart and retarget them with offers to get them back to your website. Our two-sided network gives us unique data insights into, again, more than those 320 million consumers. And when those consumers abandon the cart, we'll email them with that incentive to return, and you don't pay anything unless there's an additional incremental sales made. If you upgrade to PayPal checkout, you can also increase your conversions up to 25%. It's no secret that mobile optimization is key. 44% of global consumers prefer to actually pay on their mobile devices when shopping online. And it's proven that mobile optimization and businesses who are mobilely optimized will sell more via this channel. Our express checkout experience means customers can see all of their order details, shipping options, taxes, everything without leaving your site. They complete their payment in 1 or 2 clicks on any device, which is extremely helpful on mobile. And upgrading to express checkout is quick, and it will increase your conversion rates, as we've seen in our customers, by up to 25%. And you can take it even a step further with what we call one touch. This allows consumers to save all their payment information in our PayPal vault so they can check out without filling out any forms, again, having that very frictionless checkout experience. And then lastly, to address the fraud issue, we do enable seller protection and fraud protection. We really are supporting our merchants during this time so that you can sell with confidence. Our PayPal seller protection protects your business from chargebacks, reversals, and fees, even when there is a customer dispute. And at the same time, our fraud protection provides more insight and control as well to help you minimize those chargebacks in the first place and protect really good customer relationships. Our fraud protection combines extensive intelligence from our PayPal two-sided network with advanced machine learning and analytics to adapt your businesses as fraud evolves. And so if we just to recap here, from a consumer perspective, the way consumers are shopping is changing, and they are demanding more payment methods. And that includes touch-free payments, more consumer financing, and frictionless checkout are must-haves. From a merchant perspective, as shopping moves online and the economy remains uncertain, website traffic, competition, and fraud could all increase. Seller protection and fraud protection will help. And merchants also need to provide, again, that alternative and contactless payment methods that consumers are demanding. And offering a new buy now, pay later solution can really help with conversion as well during this time. So if you're ready to get started and you're a PayPal customer, you already have access to all of these great tools during this holiday season and beyond. All you need to do is basically log into your PayPal business account to get started and turn on some of these features. If you are a new customer who does not have a PayPal business account, it's really fast and easy to go get one. The URL is listed here, but paypal.com/US business. And just remember, the new normal is here. We can help really address some of these new trends and challenges in this new landscape, and are here to help you set your business up for success. That's all for me, Catherine.
Okay, thank you so much, Rebecca. We did have a bunch of questions that came in, so if you don't mind, I'd love to try to consolidate some of them so we can get to as many as possible. First, there's a lot of questions about, you've shared a lot, and in your opinion, what would you say is the most important challenge for a merchant to focus on first?
Yeah, good question. So I think all of these challenges are equally important, but I do realize it's difficult to try to focus on everything at once. And so I think it really is up to the retailer and as a merchant, where your business is and what your focus areas are. So, just as an example, if you're catering to a large millennial Generation Z audience, we know that that audience really, really cares about installments and having purchasing power to buy what they need now and pay for it later. So that might be where I would focus. Whereas if you're a retailer that has a big in-store presence and you're still anticipating really driving traffic through your stores, then looking at things like contactless payment options, curbside pickup, QRC codes, those are the things you might want to focus on to ensure that you're actually capitalizing and leveraging on that foot traffic still coming into the stores.
Yeah, makes sense. So there's a bunch of questions regarding COVID. Do you think that the payment trends that we're currently seeing due to COVID are here to stay?
Yeah, I really do. So, as I think I presented during this presentation, a lot of these trends had already started prior to the pandemic taking form, and it's only accelerated. But if you really think about it, options like allowing consumers to have more convenience because they could shop online and pick up in store, during the day, same day, or having additional purchasing power with buy now, pay later solutions are all things that are really great consumer value adds that I can't think that consumers wouldn't want even post the pandemic. So I absolutely do think these are some of the trends that we're leaning toward anyways, just the pandemic has accelerated them a little bit faster than anticipated.
Mhm. In regards to installment payments, so I'm seeing a lot of options for installment payments. How is Pay in 4 from PayPal different from others?
Yeah, so a couple of big things. So number one, we again have talked about our two-sided network. So PayPal's extensive consumer base of over 320 million consumers and counting, obviously builds in that built-in demand already, and we are doing a lot of marketing with our consumer base to really drive to a lot of our merchants. Secondly, I briefly touched on this, but from a pricing perspective, unlike some of our competitors who can charge up to 3 or 4% additional fees for this offering, there's no additional cost to our merchants. So this would be included as an option in your standard PayPal pricing for processing. And so obviously that's a really great value add to our merchants. And then lastly, from an integration perspective, we do offer a single integration. And so if you're already using PayPal for other solutions, it's very, very fast and easy to get on with our buy now, pay later solutions.
Okay, great. So 2 more questions. The first one is about PayPal messaging. You talked a lot about PayPal helping to improve conversion rates. How can having PayPal messaging on the site drive conversions?
Yeah, so we know from our own surveys that PayPal customers are much more likely to shop at a new retailer that accepts PayPal due to that trust factor. And our PayPal users convert more on merchants that accept PayPal. We're actually seeing up to 2x more, along with on mobile sites and with new shoppers for first-time visitors. And then PayPal actually converts 30% higher at checkout than many other payment providers across verticals and especially on higher average order value industries. And so again, being able to show that you accept PayPal very early on in the process can actually help increase those conversions as PayPal consumers, really believe in trust. And again, historically, we've seen PayPal shoppers just actually spend more at merchant sites as well.
Okay, great. And then the last question, which is a hot topic, QR codes. So in your opinion, do you think QR codes are here to stay? And what do PayPal's QR codes help with?
Yeah, so again, I do. I think QR codes, I don't know how many people have actually been shopping in store. I still have been, and they are everywhere and provide a very efficient way and a safe way for consumers to feel that they can still shop in store and be contactless and be safe. I actually also think from a merchant perspective, what's great about QR codes beyond just offering that value to consumers is that with PayPal, you can customize a lot of loyalty programs and offerings, coupons into your QR codes. So it's also an additional way just to better connect with your consumers.
Great. So that's where we're going to wrap it up. I want to thank everybody for taking the time out of their day. We know how busy you are, and we truly appreciate your time and hope that we shared valuable information with you. Everyone who is attending the webinar or registered for the webinar will receive an email from us with all of the links you need to either review what was shared today or to get started. Again, thank you for your time, and
Thank you, everyone. Bye.